There comes a moment in life when we are faced with a decision. Stay where we are or rise. Not everyone makes that choice. Some settle for comfort. Some wait for permission. But leaders rise. They don't wait for the perfect moment they created. Leadership isn't about titles. It's not about the corner office or the power to command. Leadership is about stepping forward when others hesitate. It's about seeing the mountain ahead and choosing to climb, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Leadership is often misunderstood. Many believe it's about power, authority, or the ability to command a room. But real leadership doesn't start with others, it starts within you. It is not given by a title or position, it is built from the inside out. Before you can lead anyone else, you must first learn to lead yourself. At the core of leadership is self-awareness. It's the ability to recognize your strengths, weaknesses, values, and emotions. Most people drift through life reacting to situations rather than actively shaping them. A leader, however, takes control. They know who they are, what they stand for, where they are going. Without this clarity, leadership is nothing more than empty ambition. It is easy to get caught up in external expectations, what society, employers, or even family think you should be. But leadership is not about meeting expectations. It is about setting your own direction and following it with conviction. The first battle of leadership is always internal. It is the struggle between fear and courage, doubt and belief, hesitation and action. Fear is the voice that whispers, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? Courage, on the other hand, answers, what if you succeed? What if you grow stronger? Every leader faces this internal dialogue. The difference is that true leaders do not let fear have the final word. They acknowledge it, but they move forward anyway. Discipline is another cornerstone of leadership. It is easy to be motivated when things are going well, but what about when no one is watching? What about when there is no applause, no external validation? The ability to stay committed when no one else is pushing you, that is the mark of a leader. Leadership is not a switch that turns on when people are looking. It is a habit built in the small, unseen moments. The early mornings, the late nights, the extra effort when no one expects it. These are the moments that define a leader long before the world ever takes notice. A leader must also take responsibility for their own growth. Many people wait for opportunities to come to them. They wait for the right mentor, the right training, the right conditions. But leadership is not about waiting, it is about taking initiative. If you do not invest, leadership is not about movement, it is about meaningful movement. It is not about doing more, it is about doing what matters. Without a clear purpose, leadership becomes directionless action, a flurry of activity that leads nowhere. True leaders do not just act, they act with intention. They know why they do what they do. And that clarity of purpose fuels their every decision, action, and commitment. Purpose is the foundation of leadership. It is the invisible force that drives people forward when challenges arise. Without it, even the most talented individuals can find themselves lost, burned out, or uninspired. Many people go through life chasing external markers of success, money, status, recognition, without ever stopping to ask themselves, why am I doing this? What impact do I want to have? But those who lead with purpose are different. They are not just working for a paycheck or a promotion. They are working for something bigger than themselves. Clarity of purpose begins with deep self-reflection. It requires asking hard questions. What do I truly care about? What change do I want to create? What legacy do I want to leave behind? These are not easy questions to answer, and they are not found in a job description or a leadership manual. They come from within. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that purpose is something they will figure out later, as if it will simply appear one day. But purpose is not found, it is chosen. It is shaped by experiences, struggles, and the things that ignite passion. Some of the most effective leaders did not start with a perfectly defined purpose. Instead, they moved in the direction of what felt meaningful. And through action, their purpose became clearer. When a leader has clarity of purpose, it becomes a guiding force in decision-making. Growth does not happen in comfort. Leadership does not emerge from ease. The path to becoming a true leader requires stepping into discomfort, embracing uncertainty, and choosing the difficult road when others look for the easy way out. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort. They seek stability, predictability, and security. But leadership demands the opposite. It requires a willingness to be uncomfortable, because discomfort is the birthplace of growth. It is in discomfort that skills are sharpened, resilience is built, and transformation begins. Discomfort is not a signal to stop. It is a sign that you are pushing boundaries. Every great leader has faced moments of uncertainty, fear, and challenge. What separates them from the rest is their response. Instead of retreating, they lean in. They understand that the struggle is not a sign of weakness but of progress. The human mind is wired to seek comfort. It prefers familiar patterns, predictable routines, and safe decisions. But comfort zones do not create leaders. They create stagnation. The moment you stop challenging yourself, you stop growing. The leaders who make a difference in the world are those who continuously push beyond what they know, who willingly put themselves in situations where they might fail, and who choose growth over ease. Consider the greatest innovators, pioneers, and visionaries. They did not achieve success by playing it safe. They stepped into the unknown, made difficult choices, and endured the discomfort of criticism, doubt, and failure. They understood that every breakthrough is preceded by struggle. The discomfort of rejection, the pain of failure, and the weight of responsibility, these are the tests of leadership. Discomfort also teaches resilience. When things are easy, there is no need to adapt, to push through, or to find new ways forward. But when faced with adversity, leaders develop mental toughness. They learn to navigate uncertainty with confidence. They build the ability to withstand challenges without losing sight of their vision. Many avoid discomfort because they fear failure. But failure is not the enemy, inaction is. Failure is evidence that you are trying, that you are moving forward, that you are learning. The most successful leaders have failed more times than others have even tried. They understand that failure is not a dead end, that leadership is not about power, control, or authority. It is not about forcing people to follow orders or demanding respect. True leadership is about inspiration. It is about creating a vision so compelling that people willingly choose to follow, not because they have to, but because they want to. Many believe that leadership is about being in charge. They assume that the louder they speak, the more respect they will earn. But real leaders understand that people do not respond to authority alone, they respond to belief, trust, and inspiration. Leadership is not about pushing people. It is about pulling them towards something greater than themselves. People do not follow commands, they follow purpose. If leadership were simply about giving orders, anyone with a title could do it. But the most effective leaders, the ones who leave a lasting impact, are those who connect with people on an emotional level. They make others feel valued, seen, and heard. They create an environment where people are not just working for a paycheck, but working towards something meaningful. Inspiration comes from authenticity. People are drawn to leaders who are real, who are honest about their struggles, and who lead by example. It is easy to tell someone what to do, but it is far more powerful to show them. If a leader expects commitment, they must first demonstrate commitment. If they expect excellence, they must embody excellence. Leadership is not about saying the right words, it is about living the right actions. Commanding authority might create compliance, but inspiring belief creates loyalty. When people are merely following orders, they do the bare minimum. They do what is required, nothing more. But when they are inspired, they give more than what is asked. They invest their energy, creativity, and passion because they believe in the mission. They do not just work for the leader, they work for the vision the leader represents. A true leader listens more than they speak. They understand that leadership is not about them, it is about the people they serve. They create spaces where ideas are valued, where contributions are recognized, and where people feel a sense of ownership in the work they do. They do not dictate, they empower. Fear-based leadership is short-lived. Leaders who rule with intimidation may achieve results in the short term, but they create environments filled with stress, anxiety, and disengagement. People might obey out of fear, but they will never give their best. The most successful teams, organizations, and movements are built on trust, not fear. In leadership is not about status. It is not about authority, power, or recognition. Leadership is about service. The best leaders are not the ones who stand above others. They are the ones who stand beside them, lifting them up, guiding them, and ensuring they succeed. True leadership does not begin with taking charge. It begins with serving first. Many people associate leadership with being in control, making decisions, and giving directions. But leadership is not about telling others what to do, it is about setting an example through service. A leader's first responsibility is to support, protect, and empower the people they lead. This is why the greatest leaders do not ask, "What can others do for me?" but rather, "What can I do for them?" Service in leadership starts with humility. It requires setting aside personal ego and acknowledging that leadership is not about the leader, it is about the people they serve. A leader who prioritizes service understands that their role is not to take credit, but to create an environment where others can thrive. They do not seek recognition for themselves, they ensure that the team succeeds as a whole. Serving before leading also means listening. A leader who serves does not assume they have all the answers. Instead, they take time to understand the needs, struggles, and aspirations of those they lead. They create space for people to voice their concerns and ideas. They do not just hear, they listen with the intent to act. Leadership is not about imposing a vision, it is about building one together. Another critical aspect of servant leadership is trust. When people know that their leader genuinely cares about them, they become more engaged, committed, and motivated. A leader who serves first earns trust because their actions show that they put others' needs above their own. Trust is not built through authority, it is built through consistency, integrity, and service. Service also means sacrificing comfort for the greater good. Leadership often requires difficult decisions, long hours, and personal sacrifices. A leader who serves understands that they must sometimes endure discomfort so that others can succeed. They take responsibility in moments of crisis, step forward in times of uncertainty, and put the well-being of their people before their own convenience. The best leaders create opportunities for others. They invest in people's growth, development, and success. They do not hoard knowledge or power, they share it. They mentor, coach, and uplift others, knowing that the mark of a great leader is not how much they achieve personally, but how many others they help rise. Leadership through service is not about weakness, it is about strength. It takes courage to serve, to put others first, and to lead with empathy instead of authority. It requires emotional intelligence, patience, and the willingness to do the hard work that others might avoid. True leadership is not about standing above, it is about being in the trenches. Perfection is an illusion. It is a moving target that no one ever truly reaches. Yet so many people hold themselves back from leading, speaking up, or taking action because they are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect version of themselves. The reality is that leadership does not require perfection, it requires courage. Courage is the ability to move forward despite uncertainty. It is the willingness to act even when fear and doubt are present. Many people assume that great leaders have everything figured out before they take action, but this is not true. The best leaders are not those who never make mistakes, they are the ones who are willing to try, to learn, and to grow. They understand that failure is not the enemy, inaction is. Perfectionism is a trap that keeps people stuck. It convinces them that they are not ready yet, that they need more knowledge, more experience, or more confidence before they can lead. But if leadership were about being fully prepared, no one would ever step up. The world does not need more people waiting for the perfect conditions. It needs people who are brave enough to start before they feel ready. Courage means embracing imperfection. It means understanding that mistakes will happen and that failure is part of the process. Every leader who has ever achieved something significant has made errors along the way. The difference is that they did not let those mistakes define them. They did not see failure as a signal to stop, but as an opportunity to improve. They understood that progress matters more than perfection. Fear of failure is one of the biggest reasons people hesitate to lead. They worry about making the wrong decision, looking foolish, or disappointing others. But leadership is not about always getting it right. It is about taking responsibility, learning from setbacks, and continuing to move forward. A leader who values courage over perfection understands that real growth comes from action, not from waiting on the sidelines. Courage is also about being vulnerable. It takes strength to admit when you do not have all the answers, to ask for help, and to acknowledge that you are still learning. Many people associate leadership with having total confidence at all times, but the most respected leaders are those who are honest about their struggles. They show that it is okay to be human, that it is okay to learn as you go, And that leadership is not about having all the answers, but about finding them together. Another critical aspect of courage is the willingness to make difficult decisions. Leaders often face choices that have no perfect solution. There will be times when no matter what decision is made, there will be challenges and risks involved. Those who prioritize perfection may spend so much time trying to find the right answer that they never make a decision at all. But those who lead with courage understand that taking action, even in uncertainty, is better than doing nothing. Waiting for perfection often leads to missed opportunities. The perfect moment rarely arrives, and the longer people wait, the more they convince themselves that they are not ready. Meanwhile, those who are willing to take risks, step into discomfort, and embrace uncertainty are the ones who move forward. They are the ones who grow, inspire others, and create real impact. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is moving forward despite it. It is the ability to step into the unknown, to trust yourself, and to take the next step even when you cannot see the whole path. Those who lead with courage understand that leadership is not about never falling, it is about always getting back up. They do not wait for permission to lead. They do not wait for a flawless plan. They act, they learn, and they continue to grow. Perfection is a myth, but courage is a choice. Leadership is not about personal success. It is not about how many achievements you collect, how much wealth you accumulate, or how much power you hold. True leadership is measured by impact, by the lives you touch, the people you inspire, and the difference you make. The most powerful leaders are not the ones who are remembered for their status, they are the ones who leave something behind that outlives them. Legacy is not built in a single moment. It is shaped over time through the choices you make, the values you uphold, and the way you treat others. Many people spend their lives chasing temporary victories, titles, promotions, or public recognition, only to realize too late that those things fade. A legacy, however, is something deeper. It is the mark you leave on the world, the lessons you pass down, and the influence you have on others long after you are gone. Leaving a legacy begins with intention. It requires asking a critical question. What do I want to be remembered for? Many people never stop to consider this. They get caught up in daily routines, short-term goals, and external pressures, never realizing that every decision they make contributes to the story they leave behind. Leaders who leave a lasting impact are those who live with purpose, who understand that their actions today shape their influence tomorrow. Legacy is not about personal gain, it is about contribution. It is about giving more than you take, creating something meaningful, and helping others rise. The greatest leaders are not those who demand recognition, but those who empower others. They build people up, invest in future generations, and create systems and cultures that continue to thrive, even when they are no longer present. They do not lead for personal glory, they lead for collective growth. One of the most powerful ways to leave a legacy is through mentorship. A leader's impact multiplies when they teach, guide, and uplift others. Knowledge and experience are not meant to be hoarded, they are meant to be shared. The best leaders recognize that true success is not about being the best, it is about making others better. When you invest in people, their growth becomes part of your legacy. Legacy is also built in the small moments. It is not just about major achievements or public recognition. It is about the way you treat people daily. The words you speak, the encouragement you give, and the respect you show to others all contribute to the impression you leave behind. People may forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. A leader who leaves a positive legacy understands that influence is not about power, it is about impact. Another key element of legacy is courage. Many people want to make a difference but hesitate because they fear failure, rejection, or criticism. But the leaders who leave the biggest impact are those who dare to take risks, who challenge the status quo, and who stand up for what they believe in even when it is difficult. They understand that playing it safe does not change the world, bold action does. To leave a meaningful legacy, a leader must think beyond themselves. The question is not just what can I achieve, but how can I serve? Legacy is built on contribution, on making things better than they were before. It is about creating something that lasts, something that inspires, something that continues even when you are no longer there to see it. A true leader does not just focus on success in the present. They build with the future in mind. They create cultures of trust, environments of growth, and opportunities for others to lead. They do not measure their impact by their own achievements, but by the success of the people they have influenced. They understand that leadership is not about being remembered, it is about making sure what they stood for continues to live on. Leadership is not about titles, power, or authority, it is about influence, impact, and service. It begins within with self-awareness and discipline and is fueled by a deep clarity of purpose. True leaders embrace discomfort, understanding that growth only happens outside the comfort zone. They do not command, they inspire. They do not seek to be served, they serve first. They choose courage over perfection, knowing that action matters more than waiting for the perfect moment. And above all, they strive to leave a legacy not by seeking personal recognition, but by empowering others, creating lasting change, and making the world better than they found it. Leadership is not a destination, it is a journey. It is a daily choice to rise, to step forward, and to lead not just for yourself, but for those who will come after you.